Hello. Hiya. I was supposed to start this at 7. I almost cancelled this live. Hi. It is boiling hot in London, guys. I have to pack my hair because I don't know what to say. For those of you that are coming into my chat, yes, I am aware. Oh, thank you, Adash. Yes, I am aware that London is not the hottest place in the world right now, and this is not the hottest experience most people are having. I am well aware, but UK is not designed for heat retention. Sorry, what am I saying? UK is not designed for heat, period. For those of you that have been to Europe, hotter climes or warmer climes, you know that their homes are designed a completely different way. First of all, they have more spaces, they have more spacing, they are not insulated to high heaven. Even the worst insulated house in this country is still bloody warm. So, yeah. Good evening. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Hello. How are you? I had to go stand under a cold shower, and now I have packed my hair into two because I'm not about to die of heat. But I thought to myself, nope, we need to have a live. So much has happened since we had our last live, and I feel no matter how short we keep it or how long we keep it, we need to celebrate our Duchess Meghan and country stock. And we're also here to drag. The only royal roundup I give is Shady. I never give a polite one. So if you came in here and for some reason you like the royals and you expect me to be respectful, you're free to leave, because I am not about to be. So I'm going to wait for people to come and get in, guys. We have so much tea to ask. We have so much tea. Daniel, are you married? No, I am not married. Let me see. Let me get awesome. Everybody, how are you guys doing? Good afternoon. Happy weekend. Are you doing well? Wherever you are in the world, please drop your flag or let me know where you're from. Some faces I recognize, some I do not. Hi, Kristen. How are you? I'm just waiting for more of us to get here to see how we can take this up a level. For those of you that are new to my channel, hello. My name is Neka. My channel is called N for Neka. It started off as a whimsical place where I could be whimsical. But then I started talking about, funny enough, I first of all started talking about Blake, dragging Blake up and down the whole place. Those of you who don't know, Blake Lively is who I'm referring to in very tiny shorts because I was still very shy about it. Then I decided to start talking about Duchess Meghan because, thank you, because the British press have lost their damn minds. But coincidentally, Duchess Meghan also became, because of her, decided to come back and join us in the social media streets. And honestly, I wonder if we're still needed, her so-called defenders, because Meghan is doing a fantastic job, I think, defending herself, frankly. Daniel, yes, I am Nigerian. I said my name was Neka. I'm sorry, my eyes are squinting. I don't have my glasses and there's a lot of light coming in. Like I said, this is boiling hot in this place. So, yeah. I'm just waiting for more of us to come on the live. So today, for those of you that have seen the headings, we're going to be talking a quick roundup about Meg. I've already posted some videos about this already. Don't worry, I will not post redundant information. But we're going to have a quick roundup. Again, as we said, Meghan has been quite successful. So we're going to celebrate her a bit. I won't lie, I was kind of hoping that there would be somebody from the Roots talking nonsense so we could drag them. I found someone, but I'm not sure if I want to use this live to discuss that to discuss her. But yeah, we're going to start at exactly 3 minutes. Just trying to see if we can get more people. We're going to celebrate that. Then we're going to have a quick roundup on the week. What's been happening? What's been going on with the disgraceful royals and their shenanigans and yeah. We are here for Duchess Meghan, as always. Hmm. Thank you, Daniel. So, you know what I wanted to do, guys? What I wanted to do was very quickly kind of do a little bit of how did we get here? Let's do a quick roundup of how Meghan got here. You know, I'm not going to start from when she announced that she was coming back on Twitter, sorry, on Instagram. Where I am going to start from is the fantastic way that she announced to everyone that her brand was called As Ever, and how the British media were throwing a tantrum when they found out that yeah, this was happening. Oh, that was one of the best days ever. The British media were so pressed. I'm going to get us some oldies. I'm going to use Daily Mail Royals because they were so bitter about it. Yeah. So now that we're here, almost 10 minutes in, I'm going to start with this to get us, warmed up and ready. Then we're going to quickly let me know in the chat if you were able to get anything from Meghan's first and or second drop. If you're lucky to get from both, please let me know in the chat. And yeah, let's get started. As I said, please continue to like, subscribe, and share. I'm going on my laptop shortly to get rid of bots, so people who are harassing anybody in the chat. And yeah, I'm going to turn the video around very quickly so we can see. So like I said, what we're going to do is do a quick look back using salty British press, how we got here. We're going to start from when Meghan announced As Ever was the name of her business and that she had a very powerful partner called Netflix, and you're going to see the Rota reaction to this information and how bitter they all were, because they were bitter that despite almost a decade of harassing and spreading misinformation about this woman, she continues to shine. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Let's quickly react to this. Okay. Yep, let's do it. Let me increase the volume.
It's recording.
Okay. Cat's out of the bag. I'm shocked we've kept this a secret for so long. In 2 weeks, my show is coming out, which I'm so excited for. and also my business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about.
Oh, everyone's been talking about this week. Rebecca, what can you tell us, and what did you make of the performance in the video?
Where to start?
Is it wrong of me to call it a performance? But it's like, it does seem a bit like, you know, the laugh in just the right place.
Yeah, I mean, look, personally, look, I'm not one to oppose her making money. She's no longer a member of the working royal family, so she can. Whether this will make her fortune, only time will tell. Not something I would personally buy into, but I'm sure there are people who would. But like all things about Meghan, about the Duchess of Sussex, is they're really divisive. So what some people see as kind of her being cool and kooky, other people are saying is totally insufferable and really contrived. And I think that's the trouble is you pick your lane with her about what you want to be in. There were some things I think really struck quite a strange note, particularly for me, the inclusion of Harry at the beginning. You don't actually see him, but you can hear his voice telling his wife, who's obviously recording a video, that she's recording. Now, I thought that was quite clunky, and I think personally that was a way to remind people of her royal links without actually having to force her husband to kind of get grubby and sell things.
Stand there with a pot of jam.
I mean, which he, and I know from people I've spoken to that that's something he's never really wanted to do. You know, it's just doesn't float his boat. And I thought things like that were clunky, and also what I don't understand is the kind of slight one-upmanship of it in saying, you know, I can't believe we've kept this a secret from you so long. Why not just say, I've got this great business proposal, I'm really excited about it, I hope you're excited about it too. And making the slightly diggy point that, you know, she hasn't been able to do that in recent years, which people have taken to be a slightly kind of veiled criticism of the royal family. I just don't see why she needs to go down that road of so.
And do we know anything as yet about, there's going to be this merchandise, isn't there, apparently. Do we know what she is going to be selling?
Well, she says jam. Is her jam?
Oh. Is jam your jam, Rebecca?
My jam is whatever cheap stuff I buy at the
supermarket. You're more
supermarkets.
Lady Marmalade, aren't you? Yeah.
I have never made jam in my life. My mum makes very good marmalade. But no. Yeah, it's going to be jam, homeware, dog treats. I mean, you know, the world is an oyster. They've trying to trademark quite a lot of things.
Okay.
It's whether people want to buy into that lifestyle. And actually, I don't feel like we know much about her lifestyle because they're so private.
That's
so
the point I was going to make, because even this new show with Love Meghan, it's not in her home, is it? It's in a home hired to be the set for...
Exactly, and I think people who have been very successful in that field, who have, you know, they already have an established lifestyle brand that people aspire to. And I'm not sure we know what hers is, so...
Well, as ever, the controversy doesn't end with the introductory video, does it? See what I did there? It's only been a couple of days, but already we've had complaints about her plans from everyone from a Spanish town to a company that is already called As Ever.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to play everything because I think at this point we can kind of assume that nothing Meghan does, even when she is successful in it, they will ever report correctly. Now, like I said, for those of you that are just joining, hello. Because to celebrate Meghan's successful second drop that sold out, increased stock, I wanted to do a little bit of Nostradamus. Let's go back to when she first announced and when these bitter bitches were coming online and crying and crying, slapped ass for saying on Lorraine, well, you know, it's not going to sell out. She's very muddled. She's very disorganized. That first drop sold out in 45 minutes. So I'm looking for a video that I really liked of them bitterly crying when it first sold out. Again, you know, it's kind of like, let me see, let me get it. It's like when you wish someone all the negativity in the world and that person wins. And it's like, it's just a blow to you. I love it. Let me see if I can get the first time she sold out. Actually, you know what? As ever sold out Sun. Of course, they would never talk about it being a success. So it's hard to. Let me see. Oh yes, and then I found. Let me. So those of you that are just joining, hello, bear with me. I've created a playlist. I'm just adding more videos to it to celebrate Megan's success, selling out yet another collection that was higher stocked than the previous time. I am kind of doing a let's rub it in their noses content for the first few minutes of this live. I've just played Becky Big Back and that stupid woman slapped ass when they were obviously almost crying because they didn't know that Megan's brand was called As Ever, and they also did not know, they found out the same way everyone did, that that Netflix was going to be her partner. So I have another treat for you, don't worry. I'm just trying to get the video to come up.
Radishes as Megan Sussex. So when you say it's bad,
so this is not necessarily about As Ever, but it does feed into when Megan's TV show first came out, and a lot of these I've already reacted to because I insulted everybody that insulted her because they're all very stupid. But let me show you this one. I like this because this is kind of like when we are putting things into perspective. So all these naysayers, now that Megan's show has been out, how many months now? It came out in March. This is about 2-3 months, just about 3 months. And when her product came out, all the stupid things they said, because guys, to let us know how incredible Megan's success is, it's always good to look back at some of the speculation, the misinformation, the lies. And for people who wonder, why do we do this? We do this because we have to. Because if you don't, history has a funny way of sticking to people who are the loudest voices. And I hope Megan has learned that now. You are not going to win by keeping quiet and being the bigger man. Not in today's world. Certainly not in history.
I don't think anybody at Netflix could have seen the show.
Ah, okay, yes.
I don't think anybody.
I'm going to drag the hell out of this guy because I'm pretty sure this fat bitch hasn't lost weight. But let's do it. I told this man, Alex Larman, actually went to his Twitter. I said, I don't want to see or hear from your 3-neck, 6-back until you lose at least 30 pounds. But let me play this video for those of you who missed.
Could have seen the show before it went out.
This was before Megan's show
Hello,
came out.
welcome to Spectator TV. I'm William Moore, the Spectator.
Let me get to it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Not that famous friends. And she's giving all these really bizarre and quite cryptic guides on how to be the perfect hostess. But what's quite interesting about it is that I don't know who was directing it, but clearly they've allowed Megan to have her head. Because one thing I would say about it is we're probably seeing the unvarnished I would say Meghan Markle, but she calls herself Meghan Sussex in the show. And you keep thinking, is this going to be the new Meghan Sussex that we see? But there's all these bizarre touches in it. Like at one point, she says that she's going to have pretzel bags made up into individually personalised pretzel bags. And there's another moment where, in this wonderfully demeaning and high-handed way, she keeps saying, even if you have a little flat somewhere, you can still make it lovely. And it goes on and on like this. One of my favourite moments is she starts rhapsodising about radishes. And I was thinking, what does this remind me of? And I realised it's Uncle Monty in With Nell and I. He was the last person to be so obsessed by radishes as Meghan Sussex.
So when you say it's bad, what kind of badness are we talking here? We're talking just monumentally dull kind of badness?
No, we're not. We're talking something actually beyond that. We're talking... I don't think anybody at Netflix could have seen the show before it went out. Because it's not entertainment. It's not edifying in any way. It's really, really bizarre. I mean, there's aspects of camp and aspects of silliness. I mean, at one point, Meghan declares, "My bacon brings all the boys to the yard."
It's not my perfume that's bringing them all in. My bacon brings all the boys to the yard.
And you just keep thinking, but why? And then Prince Harry doesn't appear till the last episode, and we're told that he's a salt fiend, and that he likes chicken and bacon and things like that. But
Okay, so let me get to the part that I destroy him in. Now, the reason I played that, for those of you that are wondering, because you need to understand, and I want us to, again, remember some of the terrible things they were saying, not just about As Ever, but about her TV show. Let's talk about this. Just stay with me.
2 minutes long. And you've got to have a lot more interest in Meghan Sussex. And
You nearly said.
I nearly said the dread name.
Yeah.
But no, I suspect that because there's this big flurry, there's going to be the As Ever lifestyle and homeware brand, which has been done in conjunction with Netflix. If I was Netflix's content officers, I'd be thinking, why? We're flogging a dead horse. Nobody cares. And it's interesting because Meghan obviously has this, I wouldn't say a hit squad, that's too strong. This band of acolytes who call themselves the Sussex Squad.
Hey, shout out to the squaddies, woo!
To be quite vicious on social media to anyone who's disrespecting their goddess, their domestic goddess, I should say. But what's quite clear is they'd have to go after so many people in so many different directions who's been criticising the show. But you think, well, even this committed band of people couldn't have the time to do that. So
when you say that you found this out at your cost, you're saying that they came after you?
Oh yes. I was writing an article, one of the milder articles I've written for Spectator, in fact, and I was pilloried with personal abuse, pictures of my wife and child being distributed all over social media. And of course, these are the kinder, gentler people. And one of them actually said to me, "We're not going to stop until you leave her alone." I was thinking, we could be here a while.
As you say, this is coming to the end of the £80 million deal with Netflix. There's been sources speaking to the press saying that now Harry and Meghan are on borrowed time with Netflix. Is this their last shot, really?
Yes. I think that's a nice, simple answer to that. I can't see that any other broadcaster is going to look at this, because essentially the Oprah interview was, if you like, at the high watermark. It was the point at which people actually were interested. It was the point at which the stories genuinely were revelatory. I mean, now we're just watching the same thing, same old thing, several years on. There's nothing left to say. And I don't know, I mean, what you could potentially do is you could potentially have a situation as with this Baldwins, where you have a Meghan and Harry docu-soap, where you follow them in their life in Montecito. I could see that happening, but that's a tacky step too far. But on the other hand, I mean, I'm beginning to feel sorry for Meghan, if you can believe it.
Yeah, I mean, if even you're saying that, Alexander, then we really have into new reality. Where does this leave them financially, though? Because, I mean, without things like the Netflix money...
And there were people who essentially sung their supper for decades after the abdication crisis in 1936. And Meghan obviously is going to write a memoir. I mean, we can see this. I don't know when she's going to write the memoir, but she will do it. Maybe Harry will have another memoir, but you can see they've shot their respective bolts. And this is interesting because this is a Meghan project. This is not a Harry project or a Harry and Meghan project. This is on her. And what I think Netflix were hoping was that she would prove to be box office, because Harry often comes across as quite angry, a bit intellectually limited, not so much the person you would want to have front and centre with your shows, whereas she's much more intelligent than he is. But the thing is, you're looking at this programme, you're thinking, what are you thinking? I mean, why have you done this? And the answer is, you've done this because of contractual obligation with Netflix, and you're hoping to launch your lifestyle brand off the back of it. But what we're going to see quite soon is, does anyone really care? And I think the answer is no.
Now, for those of you that are wondering, why is she playing this? Because, and let me answer your question, Karen, in the chat, and whoever asked that question. This obese wildebeest busted. See how he's struggling to breathe, snotty piece of shit. Both of them have yellow teeth. I don't even understand. I live in the UK. There is no reason why your teeth should be that yellow. But I find a lot of these affected, snotty, racist, because a lot of them are classist, self-important, bloated pieces of shit, always have bad teeth. I don't know. Because I am saying all these things and I'm bringing them here, right? Because of how successful Meghan has been in what? This interview came out in March, just after, you know, that week that Meghan's TV show came out, and all the paid critics, all the rota came out to attack Meghan, that, oh my God, Netflix was not going to renew this deal. This show is trash. Everything about it is fake. La 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 la. Only for Meghan to literally come up on Friday of that same week to say season 2 is coming out soon. God, guys, I thought that was gasmic. I'm showing you guys this comment so that you know all the rubbish the British and other people were saying about Meghan, not only the As Ever brand, but her show, so that we can compare how things were in March. And this is what June, and Meghan has had 2, not 1, 2 successful, fully sold out drops. Somebody said in the chat, I'm so sorry, I don't have my glasses, but I caught some of your comments. I'll check in the chat. I too also wish we could get a follow-up, but they won't come back. Do you know why? Because I told you guys, Meghan coming back on Instagram, Netflix releasing, Netflix protecting Meghan on YouTube and other platforms by not allowing these people to monetize attacking or dragging With Love Meghan, with all of them, everybody, even her fans, because I tried to post my favorite clip from With Love Meghan. All of us, we got a copyright notice. Take it down. I was like, okay, fine, crap. And I think all of that protection, when they saw it in real time, I genuinely believe it broke the rota. And I don't think they are going to recover, guys. I'm going to play a video now from Uncle Ted. Just for those of you, exactly, little Mac. I'm not doing it in the most fantastic way because I didn't want to go through this, because I wanted us to react to it live. Let me play Uncle Ted Sarandos telling us why he bet on the Duchess. Because I want people who forget how useless the rota were. I mean, these people make, if they are lucky, 30K a year. Who the hell are you to give a multi-millionaire advice? It's the audacity. And I also think it's the racism, frankly. Oh, if I were Meghan, you're not Meghan though. So who the hell asked you? It's the audacity. Exactly, nobody cares. So how did she sell out 2 drops? How? Explain the mathematics to me, derangers. Explain to me like I'm a foolish person. Let's imagine, I'm curious, tell me how Meghan sold out so many drops if nobody was interested. Tell me how Meghan's show got to top 10. A brand new show, a lifestyle show, got to top 10 all over the world if nobody cares. At this point, these people are basically just online trolls. Let me see if I can find that. Yes, okay, I found that.
Hiya.
Once. One sec. I don't want to listen to him talk about Stranger Things. So I'm trying to get to the Megan part. So that the haters, because I have you noticed, guys, anybody that is complimenting Megan, they don't talk about it. They didn't speak about Uncle Ted's comments about Megan. Let me see if I have that interview. Um, yeah, there it is. I know he did an interview. I'm just trying to find it. Give me a minute, guys.
Hi, I'm Ted Sarandos. I'm the co-CEO of Netflix, and the
Uncle
last thing I
Ted.
binged was Running Point with Kate Hudson. I ran
Let me see if he talks about Megan.
Never lose sight of who really is in charge of this business. I've always kind of attributed my love of Hartman. KPHO was the local TV channel that aired Mary Hartman during the day.
Does he talk about Megan in this interview?
Like everyone you could dream of working with. And we are currently working with everyone you could dream to work with. Guillermo del Toro, certainly David Finch. But we definitely want to make that part of the entertainment experience. I want to remind football fans to watch all at once. In a world where you can watch whenever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want it, and any screen that you want it, there's something very special about the ability to gather around and watch something together at the same time. That isn't true of every live sport that happens.
Let me see if I can find the comments he made about Megan here.
At home, but they're made by the same filmmakers.
I don't think it's in this one. Sorry, one sec, guys. What happened? I thought I had it in this. Megan Variety, Megan Markle. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Underestimated Ned. No problem. If the video does not exist, we'll just go through the article together. Just give me one sec. I could have sworn there was a video and I saw it, unless it's not on the net. That's okay. If it's not here, I'm going to get the article, put it on the screen, and we're going to read it together. But before then, I could have sworn he had. Guys, please let me know your thoughts in the chat. Please keep the chat going. Do you agree with me that this relentless attack on Megan is not working? That's what I'm saying, guys. I wish I could show you all of this. It is so hard to find truth on YouTube when it comes to Megan. Just lies, 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 misinformation. If I can't find the video, what I'm going to end up doing, I'll just play the... I'm going to cast the interview. Please give me a second. Let me just put it on the interview. You know what? Let me just read it out so that we're not just sitting down listening to dead air. So there's an interview that Ted Sarandos gave Variety magazine, and I've been trying to get it on the screen. It's not coming up. So I'm going to read it out for you, and I'll post the link in the description. So like I said, we've just posted the first few videos of the more vitriolic naysayers when Meghan said she had a TV show coming, and when Meghan's brand was announced. And I'm sure all of you heard all of the nonsense and lies and shenanigans. Now listen, and all these people who were predicting how Meghan's show was going to be a flop and that she was not getting a season 2, or that it was a disaster, only for Meghan to come out like, was it a day after? No, it was the Friday her show dropped. Only for her to come out the Friday her show dropped and say, yeah, I now have a season 2 coming out soon. So I am reading from the Variety article. This is Ted Sarandos. You just launched Meghan Markle's lifestyle series with Love Meghan, and you have a stake in her as ever brand. You are making and distributing physical products, from edible flowers to baking mixes. Is Netflix interested in e-commerce? This is Ted Sarandos. We are a passive partner. So when you guys hear me say that Netflix is a passive partner in Meghan's business, it's from this article. These are Ted Sarandos's words. We are a passive partner in Meghan's company, and it's a big discovery model for us right now. Why was she, and this is the question from Variety, why was she the right person to bet on? This is literally Ted Sarandos. I think Meghan is underestimated in terms of her influence on culture. When we dropped the trailer for Harry and Meghan doc-series in 2022, everything on screen was dissected in the press for days. The shoes she was wearing sold out all over the world. The Hermes blanket that was on the chair behind her sold out everywhere in the world. People are fascinated with Meghan Markle. She and Harry are overly dismissed. And this last part, which is very interesting. Is this something Netflix is serious about beyond a marketing play? It's good for marketing and branding. Sorry, this is Ted responding. It's good for marketing and branding. This is all expressions of fandom. I don't really see us having theme parks, but I do see us having a lot of touch points with consumers like this. I admire Top Golf model versus the Disneyland model, where people go more frequently through the year and you come back to check things out. We're going to be much more part of our fans' lives than going into Disneyland once every couple of years. And I'm not shitting on Disneyland. So for those of you who may not have seen that interview, I'll post it in the description, but I want and in the chat too. But I want you to understand the vision Netflix has with Meghan. Now there's also another article I am going to read. I'm trying to get it on the screen. Bear with me. I don't know, for whatever reason it's not casting. I don't know why. Because I want, like I said, we are celebrating Meghan's success. And I was thinking to myself today that, okay, great. I don't think anybody has any doubt anymore that Meghan she's the real deal. So where can this go? Can we join? Would you guys permit me speculation on what comes next? Because I think we're giving a lot of hints here. Okay. Oh my God, this is terrible. All right. Let me see if I can. Okay. Because in Style Mag, when Meghan sold out, according to what they said, a spokesperson from As Ever reached out to them, and I would like us to read it together. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share in the chat if you can. Please support the channel with a super chat. I know things are difficult. If you can, please join the membership. It's going to get to a point where I might consider doing membership commentary, but that's going to be about £1 a month. So Again, all of that is just to support the channel, guys. I'm not trying to take your money. We surprisingly don't make enough money with this stuff we do. Hi Rayaz, how are you? Oh my god. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Jennifer Clark. Okay, found it. Perfect. So we're going to read it together. Don't worry, I'll be reading it for all of you. You don't have to join. Oh God. Okay. Doing this is hard. Jesus. Okay. Right. So, oh my God. Sorry, I'm doing it on my screen, so it's different. If it was a laptop, I have a bit more flexibility. You can comment. As long as you don't say rubbish and you don't disrespect people on my channel. Riaz, is that okay with you? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry about this. I'm trying to get rid of this sign, but it's not going away. So I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. So this is the article in Style magazine. And I believe a couple of us in the squad believe that actual spokespeople from As Ever gave some commentary on it. So let's talk about it. Company exclusive. Megan Sussex. Why are they still calling her Markle? Oh my goodness. Megan Sussex's brand As Ever sells out inventory again. Truly overwhelming. The company is experiencing success beyond what we anticipated. The gist. For the first time, Megan Sussex's lifestyle brand is exclusively sharing metrics about how the business is doing following its second product drop on June 20, despite increasing inventory drastically by 10 times to be exact. The 8 products offered Friday sold out within 4 hours. Next up, the brand's newest product As Ever, Napa Valley Rosé, which will be available on July 1st. Let's read together. On the first day of summer, Megan Sussex stood in front of blooming flowers, fresh-faced, with her face pulled back, wearing a white knit tank and quite frankly, a little bit of shock. For those of you who saw the video from Megan's Instagram, she did look shocked. We spent so much time making sure we had so much more inventory, the Duchess said in a June 20 Instagram story after her second As Ever collection was beginning to sell out that same day. That's why we took the time and you guys are doing it again, she added, referencing the 2+ months after the first As Ever drop, selling out on April 2 and the second doing the same on Friday. We're nearly sold out on everything and I can't believe it. The collection will soon sell out, and for context guys, it sold out in 4 hours. The collection will soon sell out. Even the flower sprinkles, which Megan noted in a clip, had more inventory than all of it because she knew it was going to be the big one again. Turning to her iPhone, she pointed out the confetti feature on iMessage. I never thought of it like, is it confetti or is it flower sprinkles? She cheekily wondered. It's difficult to blame Megan for her excitement. For the first time, As Ever is sharing metrics on how business is doing and told in Style exclusively that the response to this collection is truly overwhelming and beyond what we anticipated, even with increased production capacity. I'm not looking Tracy Robbins. Yeah. InStyle understands that the brand increased its inventory nearly 10 times that of the first collection released back in April, which sold out its 8 product offerings in just 45 minutes. This time around, for the June 20 drop, which also featured 8 products, there was a 2-time increase in site traffic, compared to the first collection, and all the items released on Friday sold out within 4 hours. Of the 8 products offered on June 20, 6 were returning products, with 2 new products, the apricot spread and the limited edition orange blossom honey, selling out fast. I bought both. Sorry. While we did significantly scale up quantities, the demand has consistently outpaced our projections, a spokesperson said. This is both exciting and challenging. We are continuing to work with our partners to find the right balance between maintaining quality standards and meeting the desire for as ever products. In addition to the second product drop, on Friday, the brand announced that it will be expanding into the alcohol space, and soon, with the forthcoming release of As Ever Napa Valley Rosé on July 1st, which the brand said it is thrilled about. On the As Ever Instagram post, a post on Friday reflected that that excitement. Cheers, guys, it read, wishing you a wonderful weekend. You've certainly made ours wonderful. We've sold out again. For her part, the Duchess of Sussex reacted to the good news by sharing on the post on her personal Instagram page, adding "sip sip hooray" on her Instagram story, as not just a celebration of what is, but a prelude of what's to come. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what somebody said in the chat, and I completely agree with you. Now that Meghan has blown even my own expectations, I knew there was going to be interest. Did I think she would sell out the first collection? I thought, yeah, possibly. Did I think she sold out the second one? Not as quickly. But here we are. Now let's talk about the article a bit. We're saying that they scaled up production 10 times. Please let me know in the chat. What do you think? How much do you think she had? I don't think it was an equal metric across all products. To Meghan's own point, she said even the flour sprinkles, I think based on the metrics from the last sellout, they probably noticed that, okay, the flour sprinkles was the most popular one. Let's increase stock. Even that sold out while she was reacting, and she couldn't believe it. So if we say in the first drop, you're a new business, you're selling food, you're only selling it in one market, what are you thinking about? Guys, please let me know in the chat. Let's predict what, I'm guessing her first drop maybe 10,000. She said she had tens of thousands, so I'm thinking 10,000 per product. Maybe they produced 80,000 items because there were 8 products, right? And they sold out everything in 45 minutes. You guys saw the product price point for each of them, so do the math. Now she's saying that they scaled that up at least 10 times. So let's say 100,000 per, again, I'm not saying equal metrics. Obviously, some things will have more than the others. Like, for example, the honey, if you saw my video yesterday, you will see the honey, the keepsake packaging, I think was a smaller quantity. I think maybe 50,000. I don't know. Let me know if you think I'm talking nonsense. And then the jam, maybe 100,000 for the normal jam, and maybe a few 10,000 for the keepsake. All of that sold out. Now imagine the teas, 100,000. Imagine the cookie mix, maybe 50,000, sold out. Don't forget, Meghan is still a small business, a small brand. If you are selling out hundreds of thousands, even if it is just of some of your collection in less than 12 hours, I want you guys I am not a mathematician. I want you to do the math. Try and imagine how much stock she would need to manage demand only in the US. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't think 100,000 is going to be enough for each of them. Think of how crazy that is. Some people were showing their order ID, and they were saying, because some people bought twice. So I think somebody bought some honey the first time, let that go, and said her order ID was maybe 7,000. When she went back again to get jam, the order ID jumped up to 11,000. And it wasn't only one person I saw mention that. I really don't think 100,000 per product is enough. And I want you guys to think about how crazy that is. Even people that sell to Target, to Walmart, right, suppliers, I don't think they do more than that. Especially if you are a new brand, you are a bespoke brand. Now, I want you guys to also think about this. Netflix is watching this. This is why when the haters, the Rangers, royal people are saying things like Meghan is lying, I'm like, you do realize that she has Netflix as a business partner. Why would Netflix allow her to play that kind of game? To what end? You guys, I am still beefing Netflix because they cancelled a show I really liked in 2022 that got to number 2 or number 1 UK Netflix. I was so annoyed. I'm still pissed about that. Netflix doesn't have any qualms cancelling people, even when they are on paper successful, if you're not meeting their KPIs. So what makes you think Ted Sarandos, who just said now that he's betting on Meghan and Harry, would be playing that game with you? Why? Why? He has cancelled shows of bigger celebrities than Meghan and Harry. And people are saying, oh well, the royal rota was, oh well, Harry, Meghan, and Ted Sarandos live in Montecito. Yes, a lot of celebrities live in Montecito. I'm sure a lot of celebrities are friends with Ted Sarandos. In that industry, you have to be, right? And he cancels their show. So what is your point? This is why I tell people, even people that are fans, I need you to think. Meghan is a business. This is not her personal thing she's doing on Etsy. And even if it was, businesses, I don't know how it works in the US. If you have, in the UK, if you have a limited liability company, I have one, you need to declare taxes. From 18 months from when you started trading, you have to start posting taxes. Whether you made losses, whether you made profit, they don't care. They need their tax returns. They also need you to do your confirmation statement regularly, annually. Yeah? So Meghan's, and I'm sure the Rangers and people in the, exactly, I'm sure the Rangers and people in the Royal Rota who are stalking Meghan's trademarks are probably very excited to see Meghan's accounts or business accounts. I want you people, because, and guys, I don't know how it works in the US. Americans, please correct me. LLC, we have something called Companies House in the UK. I just told you that you have to file accounts, you have to file confirmation statement. I can go on Companies House right now and Google any company I want and look for their accounts and confirmation statement on Companies House. It is freely available information. I'm sure the same thing is available in the US. So why would Meghan lie about stock? Why would Meghan only sell 10? It doesn't even make any money. I wasn't going to respond to this, but I realized that a lot of people are not mentally sound. So it needs to be said. Meghan does not have the opportunity, fortunately or unfortunately, to lie about inventory. She doesn't have the opportunity to lie about her stock because it's not Meghan's personal project. She is working with Netflix. 1. 2, that information is going to be publicly available. She has to pay taxes. She has to pay employees, right? So why would she lie? Isn't it easier to just accept that, especially those of you that hate Meghan, isn't it easier to just accept that you underestimated her? And this is something that I think is a nice segue into the racism of the British press. The British press is made up of white, affected accents, men and women. If they made eye contact with a brown person or anybody of color and actually spoke to people and understood how we move, they would have known the best tactic to go after Meghan, and this was not it. The reason why Meghan has fans is because the I don't see color crowd missed a very crucial point when they were harassing Meghan. Perception, empathy. As a black woman, I understood what Meghan was going through, because her biggest mistake, from what I can see, she's skinny. She, in many circles, will never be perceived like I am, a black woman, ever. Especially in Europe, they would think Spanish, they would think Italian, they would think everything before they even think biracial, because compared to Emma Greedy, who is also another mixed race woman, she doesn't look ethnic, not really. I mean, she doesn't look white, but she doesn't look like, if you know what I mean, right? And maybe that was the mistake. That was a mistake in how they handled her. Of course, people will feel sorry for her. And people ask me, okay, if Meghan was a white woman, would you feel for her? Yes, actually, but in a different way. Because I will be thinking, why are you attacking this individual? What has she done? What's her crime? She's American? She doesn't come from a wealthy background. She's not forcing herself. She's not in awe of the British monarchy machinery, right? That was the thing. Right? And that was, I think that's actually what people say race doesn't play into it. It does. But if I had to arrange the attack that she gets, is this part. Meghan came in, saw the British machinery for what it was, and told herself, and reached a point where she was like, I can't stay here. And it wasn't just Meghan. Her husband made that final decision. My wife is not staying here. And that's what they resent her for. Because they don't want to accept that Harry was the one that made the decision for his family to leave. Harry has said it in his documentary. Harry has said it in his book. But yet they blame Meghan. So there's the misogyny. There's the misogynoir. There's the racism. And that is why when racist King Charles releases that documentary that he is going to do with Idris Elba next year, I am not going to watch it. I'm not going to comment on it yet because I'm not trusting the idiots in the rota. They've all lost their minds, so I don't know, they're lying. I want to know the actual synopsis of that documentary because I don't think it's going to be the way we think it is. But that's neither here nor there. On the Meghan thing, I want to close on this. Meghan has taught us a lot of lessons about resilience, focusing on keeping your eyes straight, focus on, ignore the noise. And this is for women, for black women, whatever situation you are in. As much as possible, value your mental health. I feel terrible for Meghan that she allowed, that it came to a point where she got to a point where she wanted to end her own life. I really empathize deeply for her, that things had to get that bad before decisions had to be made to remove her from that situation. For those of you in my chat, I hope things don't get that bad. If you're in any situation that does not favor you, remove yourself from there. It is not, how people react to you has nothing to do with you. You do your best. You can only do your best. If you messed up, hopefully you can learn and do better, but you can't make people forgive you. You can't make people like you. If it's no longer favorable to you, leave. Nobody deserves your peace of mind, and nobody certainly deserves your life. And despite all of these points I'm trying to make, right? Despite Meghan leaving that institution, she has become way more successful than I think even she could have anticipated outside of that institution. And that's the lesson, right? Whatever situation you are in right now, you can remove yourself from there. Don't doubt yourself. You will be fine. And you might find, like Meghan, that leaving a bad situation opens opportunities for better things. So those are my words in relation to Meghan. Congratulations to the Duchess. Please send a heart out. This is great. Congratulations to her. I look forward to the July 1st drop for Napa Valley. I'm very excited. And yeah, I've ordered, I hope when I get my order, I'm going to have a live so that we can react to me having some apricots, some of the honey. And I look forward to tasting the sprinkles, actually. I didn't order any tea, but let's see. So yeah, the Meghan chapter is closed for the moment. Now, let us get to the fun part, where we drag the royal family. So there's something happening today that I completely did not know about because I don't pay attention to anybody in that family. So I thought it would be worthy dragging him in celebration of his birthday. Billy Idol is 43 today. Although we all know that he looks like he had 50, but okay. I don't know what's going on with William, guys. Can somebody tell me in the chat what the hell is going on with William? I am hearing gay allegations. Again, not allegations. Look, this is a safe space. This channel is for everybody. If William is for the LGBT, I don't really give a crap. In short, you know what? If it will make him happy, I support it. Because this life doesn't make any sense. So, let me see the way they are going to over baby Harry today. Sorry, over baby Billy today. Did you guys, so chat, what do you guys think about Kate having cancer during royal ascot? I would love to hear your thoughts because I have some thoughts. I'm looking for something that properly fits William's birthday so I can drag him. Oh wait, I saw something. Let me see. So this is Billy Idol's birthday today, guys. Let's see the toadying that we're about to hear. How he has finally. What are they always saying about William? That he is finally ready to step up. This man is almost 50 years old. Yeah. Apparently, this picture was taken by Kate, which is very interesting because I could have sworn after the fiasco of the Photoshop incident last year, the media told us that Kate wasn't taking any more pictures of William or any members of her family, right? I'm very fascinated by that, guys. Huh. For those of you that like William, I guess he is your guy. Thankfully, this has no sound. Good. Okay, thank God. Yeah, I'm looking for some more content because I want to drag William today. I feel like it's only fair given his. Yeah. So let me come to Kate Middleton first. And I will use her to talk about William. So Kate Middleton, for those of you who somehow missed this groundbreaking news, Kate was not available today. Sorry, this week, to do the hard work of attending Ascot. Yes, guys, Kate was not available. Literally last minute, she was not available for Ascot. And for context, because the Royal Rota took themselves to Ascot to see her, there was a lot of itching and whining about it. I found it very interesting. There we go. No, this wasn't shady enough. Ah, yes, I'm going to play this video specifically to talk about Kate missing Ascot. Then we can drag her afterwards.
Kate isn't going. We went, hold on a minute, we've just been told that she is.
It's quite easy to forget what a difficult year she had. She's doing what's right, which is taking each day as it comes.
We look back at how book about Princess Diana caused shockwaves during another royal Ascot.
The tensions inside the royal family have been raised by what looks set to become the book of the year. There was no sign of it today.
It was very interesting that she was there sitting next to Queen Mother, knowing that this book was, a lot of it had come from her.
And Meghan gives a fresh glimpse into her and Harry's family life.
May you have auspicious
No.
success. May you have the
I don't want to get demonetized. Jesus. We just started the thing already. Yeah. Okay, let's get to it.
I believe it was, yes.
Yes.
I believe lots of fun was had by people. Yes.
So it's quite a date in the calendar because it's the one time where all of you can get together at one time and not really in a work capacity.
Yeah, well, sometimes that works better than others. Actually, me and Lizzie always have a story that one time that the very first time I think that we got invited to Ascot, got the tails on. I even bought a top hat. It's going well so far. And we pushed open the doors of the train, got to the station, and then the news desk called to say that Prince Philip was in hospital. So we spent the rest of the day not at Ascot, but outside the King Edward VII hospital. Yesterday, there was a bit of a news story. We'll talk about it in a minute about Kate not being in the carriage that we were told she was going to be in fact, not being there at all. But otherwise, it's good to catch up with all the people that we spent a lot of time with, whether we like it or not.
I've got a picture of you all together, actually. I think we're going to show that for those
I think you've got a picture of me and Chris. There we are.
Yeah. There you are.
Yeah.
For anyone that's not been to Ascot before, the three of us have been quite a few times. That's overlooking the main course, isn't it? And then, regular folk who aren't in boxes get to hang out at the front there, do they?
I think they've got a good deal down at the front there because they're in the sunshine. If I have one complaint about being in the box, it's a bit shady.
No, it was perfect for me. I loved being in the shade.
When we went down to the royal enclosure to see the procession arrive, I did work out that being in a hat and tails and a waistcoat and a shirt in this weather, not great.
It's not great, but Lizzie, it's all part of the dress code for Royal Ascot. Which anyone who's not been, if you do not go onto the website and have a look at that list, they will turn you away if you're not dressed appropriately.
Yeah, so there are different enclosures at Royal Ascot, and the different enclosures come with
Can we please just get to the Kate news?
ITB Racing, and they all have to wear...
I don't care.
There are some incredible outfits that people spend a long time thinking about, and amazing hats.
Sometimes the horse racing is...
Kate's, Prince and Princess of Wales, were clearly listed in the second carriage. That one had a 12 o'clock. 23 minutes past 12, we get a notification from Kensington Palace to say that Kate isn't going. We went, hold on a minute, we've just been told that she is. And Kensington Palace said that's Ascot's fault, they put up the wrong list. But obviously they got some information at some point, but I don't know when, that Kate was meant to be there, and at some point that morning, we presume, it changed and she wasn't there. So William got bumped up to carriage number 1. And
so whose space did he take in carriage number 1?
Well, he took the space of somebody who was meant to be sitting there.
Details.
Tell you what, in fact, that's an important question. I do have it here. Wednesday, the 18th of June, first carriage, the King, the Queen, Prince Saud bin Khalid Al Saud from the Saudi royal family, and the Right Honourable Lord Lord Stones. Okay, so that's who Prince William took.
Lord
Stones
wasn't there.
or he got bumped down into the other carriage. So, and the second carriage, quite clearly, I've got it in front of me here. The Prince and Princess of Wales and Justin Rose and his wife.
What I would say about the Princess of Wales is, well, I'm sure she was, it's understood she was disappointed not to be there. They have been trying to find the right balance as she returns to public engagements, and we were always told, that there would be some flexibility around that, and we have seen an awful lot of the Princess recently. We saw her at Trooping at the weekend. We saw her at Order of the Garter on Monday, and so I think when you look at Kate out and about, she looks picture perfect, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And I think therefore it's quite easy to forget what a difficult year she had and how tough it was. She said in her own words what a tough year she had, and because she's looked so brilliant and great back out and about, I think it's very easy to forget the difficult year that she had.
Yeah.
And therefore I think she's doing what's right, which is taking each day as it comes and deciding what's right for her while she's on this path to recovery.
I do think, however, that Kensington Palace were trying to tell us yesterday, well, we've got to have flexibility, and there's some events she will go to and others that she won't. But I think, whatever it was clearly something last minute, because otherwise they might have stood back at the beginning of the month or last month and said, okay, we'll go to Trooping and we'll go to Order of the Garter, but Windsor's probably one that we can give it a miss. But she was, as we know from the list, planning to be there.
Order of the Garter service, which Kate was at.
Yes.
People get very excited about Order of the Garter. How did it go?
Well, Kate isn't a member of the Order of the Garter, so she doesn't get to do this. Look, some people might say this is rather strange what they do. This is 2025 and they process down the hill in Windsor wearing those plumes and those those great velvet
at the start of the heat wave
robes. Yes, and it is quite a spectacle.
There that day.
But every time I put this up on social media, every single year people say, what are we doing? What is this in 2025? It is quite the spectacle to watch. However, there is the people there, the ladies and gentlemen who are members of the Order of the Garter are very senior people. They include like former prime ministers like Sir John Major, Sir Tony Blair is also on that list. They've got former governors of the Bank of England, former ex-bosses of the spy agencies as well. So they're a pretty impressive bunch of folk who are in this list.
Well, do you know what? Playing dress up and doing traditional stuff bodes well for the country.
So the Princess,
loads of tourists come in for this and watch it. There aren't many countries in the world that do things like this.
Yeah, I went to Windsor on Monday, and it is, when you watch it, it is a spectacle. There's no other way.
It's only afterwards you look down at it and go,
up.
what was that? Well, I see you pointed at some picture and said, well, why is he dressed like that? But then again, you think about that sort of slightly controversial parade that Donald Trump had in Washington DC at the weekend. But that wasn't just about the modern day military. They were also looking back to the sort of as far back as the revolution as well. So countries do put on these parades and performances. Ours just look particularly
stupid. They look stupid. Yeah, so I think that's enough of that actually. So yes, I wanted to bring that up to show you guys one of the very many examples of the mental gymnastics they did to justify why Kate could not show up to Royal Ascot. And I'm glad they for those of you who don't know what Ascot is, I'm glad they gave a mini intro. So it is literally a party where they watch horses race and they bet. That is the beginning and end of Ascot. I'm not joking. I won't lie. I've always wanted to go because they have Afro-Caribbean Ascot and it's fantastic. I have a friend who went actually. I would love to go see her videos because that would be great. So basically, Kate could not go to a party because she went to the Order of the Garter and she was too. And guys, Kate is too sick to work. But not everybody is buying that BS. So let's get some more shade. That wasn't really shade. That was just them stumbling and arguing and fighting and trying to defend the indefensible. How somebody, let me remind everybody again, because I'm going to play the video of Kate telling all of us that her cancer was now in her cancer. She is now delivered, guys. She is delivered. She doesn't have cancer anymore. So it is baffling to me that she's delivered, but she cannot attend a party, and nobody thinks this is weird. Don't worry, I'm finding the video, because it's not so much that she announced that she was now delivered and she's, you know, cancer free. It was how she announced it that made me realize that these people think they're talking to stupid people though. If I wanted to be cruel, I would play. Do you know what? Let me do it. I feel like we should laugh at this. Did we ever react to this? I don't think we did. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going to play something for you. Forgive me. But, you know, like I said, this is the Shady Royal Roundup. And I've never actually watched this video before because of the secondhand embarrassment. But I feel this is something we should all watch together. I feel like I should torture all of us today with this. This is the video, the softcore porn that Kate released to announce to the world that she was now cancer free. So it's baffling to me that she goes and she releases this. I still don't know what the hell this is. I don't think there are enough words to describe the secondhand embarrassment this thing caused me. But I've never actually watched the video. But anyway, I still don't know what this was about. But she announced to us that she's in recovery. Look at the way he's touching her hand. I mean, God, guys. I was so embarrassed. Should I play the video? Let me see.
In a way you've never considered before.
What is this?
And that, a new perspective on everything.
Ah, God. Imagine being a child watching your parents do this. Oh my God.
This time, as above all, your mind is willing and need to reflect.
Even as he's holding her hand, he feels like this isn't something he does normally, and they had to literally force him to do it. Oh my God. This is so embarrassing, guys.
Doing what I can to stay cancer free is
my favorite part is going to come up very soon, and I don't know how I'm going to react to it, frankly.
I must continue to take each day as it comes. I am, however, looking forward to being back at work and undertaking a few more public engagements in the coming months when I can. Despite all that's gone before, I enter this new phase of recovery with a renewed sense of hope and appreciation of life.
You know what I've never noticed before in this video? The king, William and Kate are not really touching each other. Not like normal. Oh God, ew.
Everyone's kindness, empathy and compassion has been truly humbling. To all those who are continuing their own health journey, I remain with you, side by side, hand in hand. Out of darkness can come light. So let that light shine bright.
Ew! Ew! I didn't need to see all that. I didn't need to see all that. Ew. Yikes. This was literally my face watching this mess. Now, look, is it overproduced nonsense? Yes. Is it supposed to imitate Harry and Meghan? Hell yes. Did it feel uncomfortable to watch? I don't have the words. But like the reason I showed that garbage was this is Kate announcing to us that she is delivered. Her cancer, she's recovered. Now let me play another video where Kate also tells us that she is delivered. So it's baffling to me, guys, that she's announced to the world that she is now better, but she's not. I'm confused. This is the video where she basically announces to the world that she's cancer free, I think. And for you guys who didn't peep the dates, this was the one that came out in January. I think it came out the day of or the day before Meghan's show was scheduled to take place. Don't worry, I'm not watching the whole thing. I don't think she talks in this. Guys, see how skinny she is. Oh, they found a black. I don't recall seeing a black man the first time I saw this video. I'm so happy they found a black to throw in here. Okay, so as I'm sorry, that's very boring, guys. I can't sit through that. I can't. So basically, in this video, after this so-called surprise visit was released, her team let the world know that Kate was in remission. She's free. She is recovered. So you can imagine my shock. And guys, let's not forget that Kate has been on 5 vacations this year. One of them, two ski vacations. One of them, the Paris newspaper, because they are messy, posted the video of Kate going down high. If you've ever been to a ski resort, you know how high those slopes can be and how heavy those skis can be. So it's very interesting that Kate has been on 2 ski trips. She's been to, I think, was it Mesquite? I think that's where she's been to. And she's been to the anniversary vacation she and her husband took somewhere of the Scottish Isles. And there's one more place. Oh yes, they went on vacation during half term. Kate has been on 5 vacations this year. But she cannot attend Royal Ascot. So as you can imagine, I was flabbergasted. Okay, let me be honest. I didn't care. I was just enjoying all the dragging that the Republic was giving against her. But then, guys, gets Royal, and I want to be very clear about something. I don't know if this woman is a logical person. She could be a crazy person for all I know. Gets Royal then posts this tea, and I'm going to show you that tea. But for those of you who may not have seen my video, yeah, let me show you the tea that Gets Royal posted that shocked the hell out of me. I don't really get shocked, but this shocked me actually. One sec. Will it let me show my shorts? Let me see if it let me show my shorts. Because I like the music I put on it. Ooh, let me turn the camera around so you guys can see it. So Gets Royals again, guys. I don't know who this person is. This is most likely. I don't know how true this is. So I guess what I'm trying to say there is Kate went to the Gata ceremony, did not go to Trooping of the Colour, and nobody knew she wasn't coming to Trooping of the Colour until 20 minutes before then. And Get Royal posted that Jason Knopf came to Windsor Palace the night before Royal Ascot. And then the next morning, Kate is no longer going. I am not saying that correlation is causation, but I am wondering what is going on. What is going on? Are you also wondering what is going on? I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying that Jason Knopf shows up at at Windsor the night before Ascot. 20 minutes the next morning, Kate is not going. You do the math. Anyway, that's enough of that. Now let's see. One last thing about Kate. Sorry. You would think, let me move on from this topic, let me come back to William. So Kate, as you can imagine, they've said Kate cannot attend Ascot. You know, she has her I don't even know what to call it, cancer, because she said she doesn't have cancer anymore. I don't know. I didn't say that. I'm just saying two things happened that may have affected it. So I was curious. Okay, you know what? They are saying that Kate is not feeling well. So that means that William would definitely stay home and take care of his wife. That wasn't the case, because see, this is William at Ascot. Let me find that video of William having a time at Ascot. This is her husband. Her husband, who's just found out that literally the morning of, who is with her, staying in the same house as her, has found out that, oh my goodness, my wife can no longer attend this party. It's not the biggest social event of the year. He didn't have to be there. It's literally just a party. But here is William sitting down in his daddy's carriage, looking well. He doesn't look worried. He looks fine. He's sitting next to, I think, the king of one of the Saudi royal families. Here's your king. Here's William. Yep, coming down. You know, he didn't say, let me take time and stay with my wife. Let me take time and stay with my sick wife, my recovering wife. Nope, he still showed up, you know. Let me see. I thought that videos of William having a gay old time. Yes.
The carriages are coming through the gates at the bottom of the straight here. And Jim, it doesn't matter how many times we see this, it's sensational every time.
It's just such a striking curtain raiser, isn't it?
I want to remind everybody, they just found out that Kate wasn't coming.
Have obviously a very, very strong lineup, because the King and the Queen are in that first carriage, as is the Prince of Wales, and looking gorgeous. I love that green colour. That is very, very striking. I don't know if they do a betting on the colour of the outfits nowadays, but that one probably...
we all know Charles doesn't give a damn about Kate. So let me look at William. Let's see how her husband is reacting to his wife not coming to the races today.
Prince Saud bin Al Saud, who's the former Deputy Governor of Saudi Arabian General Investment Authority, and he's also the Deputy Governor of the Al Madinat region.
No wonder.
Wow, so very honoured to be in that first carriage as well. And the Prince of Wales is in the carriage as well. Princess of Wales not here today, which is disappointing for many race goers. You can see that her husband is, and some really big names, and a real honour this as well. Proper British institution, 200 years, Jim, and this has barely changed. I don't think it has changed in 200 years.
That's a very good point. I mean, it was created by George IV, and it was suggested to him that it could help improve the image of the monarchy, because he wasn't a popular king with quite a lot of people. And the procession was such a success. It was lauded, and journalists the world's press reported it so favourably. He said this.
Now, you're not showing me any interesting part. I want to see William looking. Oh my God. Wait, is this really just the procession? Alright, okay. So just so I understand this, guys. This man found out that his wife is sick, but that didn't stop him from going to the ascot. No. William is out here having a gay old time. I think we've already played this. Let me see.
Princess Kate Middleton has.
Let me see. Oh yes, let's see William.
Later, William presented a trophy to the winner of the Prince of Wales Stakes, William Buick, a jockey from Norway.
He's
People
smiling.
magazine reports that while the princess is disappointed not to be at Royal Ascot, she has to strike the right balance as she resumes public-facing duties.
Okay. So, let me see. There's another video I saw of William just having a gay old time at Ascot while his wife is at home being sick. Let me see.
Prince William arrives solo at Royal Ascot after Princess Catherine unexpectedly cancels. On June 18th, the Prince of Wales stepped out to attend the second day of the special week of horse racing at Ascot Racecourse in Ascot, England, without his wife. It was announced on Wednesday morning that Princess Catherine would not join William at the equestrian.
I don't think they're going to show us that video. Let me see if I find it. But if I check here, I don't see it. I'll stop looking.
Keep calm and carry on. Though Kate Middleton withdrew from attending the Royal Ascot on June 18th, Prince William attended the annual event. Instead of riding alongside his wife, he was seen with King Charles, Queen Camilla, and Prince Saud bin Khalid Al Saud of Saudi Arabia. Dressed elegantly in a black top hat, charcoal suit, light blue vest, and a blue patterned tie, William represented the royal family at the prestigious horse racing event. Kate's mother, Carol Middleton, was also present. Due to her absence, concerns regarding Kate's health resurfaced.
Yeah.
Announcement in January about.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is for somebody whose wife is sick, William having a time. He didn't say, let me not attend Ascot. My wife is not here. Now, I want you guys to think about this from Harry and Meghan's perspective. Be honest. If Meghan is sick, do you think Harry will? I can't see it happening. I can't see Harry attending an event and it is known that his wife is sick. I can't see it. Even if she tells him to go, you know he won't go. Because he knows how the press works. He knows how the press will speculate. And he knows the things they will say about their relationship. If he decides to show up at an event when it is known that Meghan is sick. But here we have Billy having a gay old, a fun old time at the Ascot. There are pictures that I thought they would post online. I haven't seen them, but I'll check online and put it in my short. There are pictures of William having a time at Ascot. He's drinking with his guys. He's kicking and cacaing. And I'm thinking to myself, but your wife is sick at home, guy. And let me be clear. Let me be clear. Kate did not attend any of the events this week. William has attended maybe twice, thrice. And he's been giggling and laughing it up all the while. For the derangers coming into this chat to come and be debating the undebatable. Can you explain to me why that would happen? Like I said, Royal Ascot is not a major event. It's literally just, let's be honest, they're going to drink, they're going to spend money, they're going to network with people who want to toady up to the future king. He could have missed it, but he didn't want to miss it. And certainly not for his wife. For those of you that are still believing that William and Kate are a machine, a grand royal romance, Please, can you explain in the chat why you think a man who loves his wife or even likes her would leave her at home sick while he attends for 3 or so days? It's not that he didn't just show up for that first day. He showed up, I think, second and third day. I could be wrong. I didn't check. Mm-hmm. And to my question before, do you think Harry would do that with Meghan? I will leave all of you to discuss in the chat so that I can quickly. Who else? Okay, we've spoken about Kate. Kate getting booed. Yes, that was the next thing on my list because that was funny. That was very funny. To be fair to Kate, I'm not bullying Kate. I'm just saying they all got booed, but it was funny. And this is a Shady Royal Roundup. So if you're a royal fan and I'm triggering you, then this space is not for you. Now let's see. Ah yes, Kate got booed. That was funny. Let me see. Let's see, guys, as Kate gets booed. That was Kate getting booed in 2024. And this is Kate getting booed again in 2025. Congrats, Kate. Well done. That was Graham Smith and the anti. So, for those of you that again are taking it personally in my chat, Kate was only getting. For those that are taking it personally in my chat, Kate was only getting booed because the anti-monarchy, not my king group was there. So relax. It really isn't that serious. And yeah, so we've covered Kate and her magical, convenient excuse cancer. We've spoken about Prince. I was looking for some more shady content to celebrate Prince William's birthday. I'm surprised. I can't find anything. Oh yeah, no, but I already dragged him for attending Ascot while his wife was sick. Let me see if I find one last thing. Otherwise, I'll just end the... Oh yes. The toadying and the ass kissing for William as he celebrates his 43rd birthday. Ah yeah, oh sorry. I found videos now. Check this out. Ew. Here is Billy at Ascot having a gay old time. So I just wanted to show you guys the small pictures I saw of William at Ascot having a fantastic time.
Is changing the face of the monarchy. It's a very modern king in waiting.
Oh, yes, indeed, because, for example, great public support for Aston Villa, the fact he'll pull a pint, or the fact that he'll serve to soldiers when he visits a base on site. It's a different approach. Obviously, Queen Elizabeth was from another generation, and in a sense, King Charles is partly from that generation too, of course, with his 77. And William, he's got a very, very delightful ability to communicate. The fact also that he and Catherine are so tremendously popular. If you look at all the opinion polls, the ratings are in their 70s. Any politician would die to have anything similar.
Changing the face of the monarchy is a very modern king in waiting.
Oh, yes, indeed, because, for example, great public support for Aston Villa, the fact he'll pull a pint, or the fact that he'll serve to soldiers when he visits a base and so it's a different approach. Obviously, Queen Elizabeth was from another generation, and in a sense, King Charles is partly from that generation too, of course, with his 77. And William, he's got a very, very delightful ability to communicate the fact also that he and Catherine are so tremendously popular. If you look at all the opinion polls, the ratings are in their 70s. Any politician would die to have anything similar.
It's interesting that they say that William and Kate are the most popular royals, but yet nobody attends their events. Kate gets booed quite loudly, and when she shows up, when she doesn't show up for events, nobody really cares. The story isn't that Kate did not show up. The story is what's going on. You see, if you guys understand what I mean. If she really was as popular as they are saying she is, we will be having articles after articles trying to figure out where is Princess Catherine. Yep, they are. And to answer the question, nobody is attacking William for being gay. That is not what this channel is about. This is 2025. Honestly, I will say it. I think him being gay might actually give him some small press. Yeah, it won't still take away the fact that he's a selfish, cruel, immature, useless monarch. But I think it might give him some sympathy. So if I were him, why don't you play that card, Billy? God knows it's not your work that people are talking about, because nobody cares what you do, because you don't do anything. They gas you up for the smallest things. William did something with Earthshot and he dragged Kate Blanchett into it in the blistering sun. And I was thinking to myself, and the way the media was going on about it, my God, you would think that William solved world hunger. Just because, and this is why William is going to be a terrible king, because the media doesn't hold him to account. You are going to be the future king of this country. You don't work. The below minimum that you do is gassed up in a way that frankly is really patronizing and borderline insulting. And honestly, if someone did that to me, I'd be pissed, because I'd be like, why are you over gassing me up like this? It feels like you're insulting me somehow, you know? But not Billy, because I personally think Billy's an idiot. I'm sorry. I feel like the press, in a way, they're kind of mocking him, and he doesn't get it either, because he's that stupid. He is not doing anything personally to make his own ratings higher. He is leaning on the press. And let me tell the Rangers in my chat and the press people watching this video, 2025 is not 2005. Social media is going to destroy this monarchy. Why? Because there's a reason why Charles is now an Apple DJ and is whoring himself out so that somebody can put him in a documentary on Netflix. BBC, nobody is watching that anymore. ITV, nobody is really watching that. And when I say nobody, people aren't watching it. What am I saying? It is the global traction Netflix has, yeah, is powerful. I don't even know, I'm not, it's not Amazon, it's not Disney, I mean Netflix. Netflix, more than any other streamer, has been able to secure that market and lock it down, because unlike other streamers that streaming is part of their wider portfolio, not their main portfolio, the hunger Netflix has is much higher, because that is literally their only business plan. So they have the money, the time, the data to invest in it, and the reach. Yeah? Netflix is a verb now. Charles could not get a show on Netflix. But he was very lucky that Idris, a black man, could. And he's also very lucky that Idris has decided to use his Netflix connection to talk about his own past and his own charitable work. And luckily for Charles, this black man, Idris, was helped by the Prince's Trust. Otherwise, Charles would not be on Netflix. So when the Royal Rota are getting excited that, oh my God, Charles is going to be on Netflix, guys, the real story is Idris is going to be on Netflix. And he is going to talk about the Prince's Trust, which Charles created. Netflix did not invite Charles. He's getting on Netflix because of Idris. How embarrassing for the so-called most powerful monarch, one of the most powerful monarchs in the world. There is a rumor that has not been substantiated that the royal family tried to tank Meghan's opportunities with Netflix by asking them to get rid of Meghan or her stuff and they would give them content. And Netflix said, absolutely not. There's a reason why Meghan and Harry have maintained that relationship. Because Netflix deals in data. The Crown, Netflix, yeah, would never have worked if it was a modern Kensington Palace, Buckingham Palace mini documentary. I mean, who raise your hand if you would have watched it? I certainly wouldn't have. What? The documentaries they have that are freely available on BBC iPlayer, I don't watch it because why? What could KP and BP have to say that would interest me about their day-to-day? I don't give a damn. There's a reason why when William did that, I forget what I thought. Okay, his homeless documentary on Disney. He didn't get. I didn't even know it was on Disney. But the Royal Rota kept on talking about. It went on Disney. Nobody watched it. They kept quiet. Do you imagine if Harry had done something for Invictus on Disney? It wouldn't have been everywhere. So for the haters that come into my chat, for the royal members of the royal family that are coming into my chat, or sorry, the members of the royal that are coming into my chat, you know what I am saying is true. The only people that are engaging with all of you right now are bots and bitter, miserable people on YouTube and maybe TikTok. People that are begging for engagement. But when it comes down to actually doing something, spending money, supporting, building grassroots support, you people never show up for anyone. You don't show up for anyone. There's a reason why, Trooping of the Color, they refused to show the angle from the sky. Because when they did, even I was shocked at how little the crowd was. Every year it gets worse. I'm doing a bingo with a friend of mine. Trooping of the Color next year, nobody will be there. It would just be some people like, oh yeah, right, that's happening. Now the excuse has started that the reason why people are not coming is because the security is too much, That isn't the reason. The reason nobody is coming is because there is no star power. Period. People are not leaving their house and entering the underground on their day off to come and see Charles or to come and see William or to come and see Kate. It doesn't matter how many opinion polls you put. The numbers are not there. And you need to start listening. Stop listening to the rota and start listening to people like me. If you don't take care, this monarchy will not survive Charles. It won't. You can only flog Harry and Meghan so much, and they're no longer willing to be your beating dogs. Meghan is building a completely different brand. The numbers are there. Since you guys deal in numbers, look at her server now. And that's just the beginning. Very soon, it will be Duchess Meghan and the royal family. And how embarrassing would that be? because Meghan will be the global brand while you will just be miserable leaders on a tiny island that is struggling. This island is in recession. But yeah, and one last thing I will say is, this thing I'm saying, the Rota, they are aware. They know. That's why all of them are running around forming little channels together. You have Daily Mail Royals. You have, what was the one that I found today by mistake on TikTok? True Royalty TV. They know. They can literally smell their careers going away. There's no money on this island. The people that would have brought even, and this is why I don't feel sad. I feel terrible for Harry and Meghan for what they went through, but I don't feel sad for them right now, because it's like as if it's kismet. They are exactly where they are supposed to be. The Sussexes are literally the only royals people are going to be dealing with from now. Because let's keep it 100, our society is capitalist. Americans will start seeing that, oh wow, Meghan sells like this. You think retailers are not watching Meghan? You think they are stupid? Target is right now in red because black people have boycotted them, rightfully so, for their DEI walk back. Amazon's, well, I don't know. Let me say Amazon, maybe, for the US too. They need something that will that will infuse interest. And if Netflix is struggling to scale up, and this is something I was discussing with some friends of mine, I don't think Netflix is going to willfully let Meghan go, because if I were Ted Sarandos, since people like to speculate for Netflix, if I was Netflix, I'll be looking at Meghan's numbers and I'll be like, why don't we open a store? In that article I read to you, they asked Ted Sarandos, are you guys thinking of going into e-commerce? And he was like, this is a new area for us. And if this was something I was going to do, someone like Meghan is perfect. She sells out. People don't care whether you are right wing, left wing, up, down, right. They don't give a crap. Do you sell? Do you have a loyal market that's willing to to buy your goods? That is what companies care about. As somebody said it, and I said it before, this is how all the people Meghan interviewed became billionaires. This is how Jamie, what was her name? Jamie Kern Lima became a billionaire. She had an idea, people bought it. This is how Emma Grede became a billionaire, because she's a co-founder of Skims. And people buy it. And big companies want to collaborate with them. These numbers that Meghan is pulling, guys, the sky is the limit. Do I think she will sell her brand? I don't know. But if in the next, I don't want to say the next few months, because that's maybe a bit too optimistic, but in the next few years, you hear Meghan is selling for $1 billion or she's going IPO, don't be surprised. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say in this chat, guys. I hope you found it entertaining. I know it was a bit chaotic, but I enjoyed it. But it's a live. Lives are supposed to be chaotic. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I enjoy talking business because I'm a business person myself, and watching Meghan's products evolve is honestly really inspiring. So yeah, it is way more interesting talking about Meghan and her organic growth than talking about the boring royals and their boring nonsense and their outdated customs and their laziness and their internalized racism, classism, misogyny, misogynoir. That's boring. Meghan, God bless her, has brought a level of intellectual value to the royal conversation that, if they were not so racist and short-sighted, was needed in our modern world, and they should be thanking her because she is literally the only person that is going to take the modern family, the royal family, the useless UK royal family to the 21st century. She's going to take them global in a way that they probably never even imagined they would. So they should be sending Meghan a gift basket. So yeah, I really enjoyed this live, guys. Hopefully you did too. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you enjoyed dragging the leftovers like I did. That was great. I think we'll get a bit more interesting content next week. I enjoy watching the Rangers and the Royal voters slowly lose their minds as Meghan continues to win. Because I keep waiting. There was something that somebody said at the beginning that I want to see the reaction of all the naysayers now. Yeah, I do. I want to see what Alexander Larman's lard ass has to say now that Meghan has sold out twice. I'm sure it's been something stupid as well. But hopefully we've bullied him offline so he can go and lose some much needed weight because he's obese ass. He shouldn't be, right now, he needs to be on Ozempic and at least a 1-year health plan. Meghan's business is not his problem, and he's rotting. I feel like he's rotting from the inside out, and it's disgusting to see. But yeah, I really enjoyed the live, guys. Thank you for all the support as always. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you, Twinkie Twango. Let me see all the Jessica Clark, Twinkie Twango. Twinkie Twango, thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of all your support. I'm so appreciative. You guys are the reason I do this. I wouldn't do this without you. For everybody who comes to my live, who comments on my channel, who in their own way. I feel like we have a small community here. And I think I am so grateful to watch Meghan evolve and grow with you, because I feel it brings us closer as a community. And for those of you that hate Meghan, that one's your business. She's above you all now, and honestly, I don't care. If not for the fact that I need content, I probably wouldn't even be thinking of any of you. Well, I have to react to something. And yeah, let's catch up. I'm going to do another live when I get my goods from As Ever. We will live react to the taste and everything. And if you guys have yours as well, maybe we can do an interactive live where some of you come up on the channel. I'll check how to do that. I think you can. Maybe we can all react to our jams together, do like a taste profile. I've reached out to Isabella Banks. She's responded. She said she would love to join me on a live. So who knows when that will take place. Hopefully we can do something next week for the fans. And yeah, I really enjoyed interacting with you guys. And I wish you all a very good night in the UK. And for those of you in the US, I hope you have a good afternoon. I think it's afternoon now. Or morning. Take care. See ya.